How's it going, everyone? This is another Guild Wars 1 solo farm with... Wait, what? A Guild Wars 1 with in 2023? No way. Oh yes, you heard it right. Naphui Kotor solo farm guide. You know, I had a similar vid like 5 years ago, but I'd made some changes. There are some dervish hero shenanigans with mystic healing and kosher signet. And if you didn't know, you can heal yourself with mystic healing heroes from a great distance. And the best thing about them is that as long as they are somewhere away in the map, out of compass range, all the drops will be yours. So this way you get awesome heal and condition removals as well. Anyway, celestial weapons like shields, swords, daggers are all on the drop list here. Also plenty of feathers and even monstrous claws or monstrous eyes. Basically you can do this farm in normal mode or in hard mode. Since the enemies, these birds looking fools, are only level 20 in normal mode, you may get max Q8 shields, swords or focuses. I've done just 10 runs in both modes and got at least one Q8 gold celestial shield, so this is something. Sadly I wasn't too lucky with this drop, but you may get something like this, and thanks now for the pick. Anyway, hard mode gives a bit more feathers, unid golds and profit, but NM has a tiny chance to give you a max Q8 gold item, and you know those are worth a lot of money, so it's up to you which one to do. In NM any profession can succeed, but for hard mode I would recommend an assassin or a ritu. Alright, let me show you the assassin hard mode run first. To me this is the most efficient of all, but I will present other builds too. The build is a flashing blades dagger spam build, but not the usual one, since we must use unblockable attacks. I haven't mentioned yet, but there are 3 types of foes here. Starlights are the ritus with healing, the star sentinels are rangers with bow attacks, bleeding, cripplet conditions and blocking skills, and the star blades are warriors with some swordsmanship DPS stuff. Of all foes, the rangers are the most annoying because they possess lightning reflexes, and hence why we need the anti-block skills. The ritus are decent healers, they have weapon spells which interrupt attacking foes or steal their HP, so we must protect ourselves with a high block chance. I've made several versions of the build. The best DPS is the Strength of Honor version, but feel free to try any other one as well. So once you have the build and some zealous daggers, also the dervish heroes, enter the mission. Activate Strength of Honor and wait till the portals appear. It takes around 30 seconds and I suggest you choose the portal just after the first ramp. I prefer this one because there is a good spot where I can send my heroes to and they won't leech any drops. Okay, the portal is here, go through and flag the heroes a bit over the green star. There is a brown colored spot, that is a perfect spot, no fools there. After that you can focus on the farm, the build is easy to use, maintain critical agility, crit defenses, flashing blades and critical eye, and go to melee range. If there is a healer, choose that first. If there isn't, just focus on the warriors or rangers instead. Spam the attack skills as often as you can, and when your HP drops, just micro the heroes. You can even bind keys to your hero skills, but to me clicking was good enough, and at 16 wind prayers they can heal over 200 every 5 seconds, and even remove all conditions from your character. If you need more heal, you can bring basically any hero, just give them dervish secondary and mystic healing. By the way, there are 4 bosses in this area, but don't kill those, simply avoid them. There are plenty of birds to farm, and I stopped around at 10 minutes each time, but feel free to clear the whole area, the whole map if you want to. This was my route, pretty optimized I think, and you won't have to walk too much from one group to the next one. I'll show you the full run at the end of the video, but if you feel like microing heroes is too much, you can use the vigorous spirit version. This one has self-heal but obviously less damage. And trust me, when you are trying to farm 2 or 3 healers at the same time, the extra damage helps much. For hard mode, Ritu is a great alternative. Free 30 HP build, Vengeful One's Can High, Prot Spirit, Spirit Bond, Balthazar Spirit Retribution. Basically you lower your HP to 330 or less, and with Prot Spirit and Spirit Bond you can't really die. The Elite provides great DPS and self-heal. Eben Battle Standard of Wisdom increases the half skill recharge of all your spells, and Pain Inverter just kills stuff faster. This is a great build, highly recommended, but sadly the healers are not really farmable with this one. I've also tried some dervish builds for hard mode, but the problem with derv is the single target damage. If you can ball up fools, so if there are melees you can farm them easily, but if no melees and only rangers and ritus, derv suck big time. I've tried to make them ball with increased movement speed, but I couldn't, so this is the reason why I don't think derv is viable in hard mode. Okay, and now some normal mode alternatives. Of course, spirits will do the job, but keep in mind the rangers have great blocking skills, and also the healers have Ancestor's Rage, meaning they can destroy spirits kinda fast. Nonetheless, the build works, just go slowly and don't over aggro. Place all your spirits and aggro with Painful Bond, and then use Armor of Unfeeling to make your spirits twice as tough, and let the spirits do the work. Stay back and simply wait. Moving on, as a secondary build now, I made two versions actually. One has Way of the Empty Palm, this provides better energy management but less DPS. The other one is Flashing Baits, this is more energy heavy, and War and Stability extend the stance's duration, and in both cases you will have a Shroud of Distress for even more self-defense, and Dagger skills for DPS. These builds work well in normal mode, any profession can use them, not bad in normal mode, but if you want to farm here in the long term, get a primary assassin instead. Anyway, highly recommended you salvage most weapons here, plenty of iron, bones and dust from these items. Just don't salvage the bows and the staves, those are garbage usually, but the rest is great. I think all celestial weapons contain dust, by the way, and that's also good to know. And I haven't mentioned yet, but there are 1 or 2 chests each run. Don't forget to bring lockpicks, because you might get a nice celestial weapon. And one more thing, in hard mode you may get bad RNG and fools might hit through all your defenses, even if you have more than 90% block chance. This can happen, but don't give up, you'll get all those juicy Celeste shields and feathers in no time. Alright, I think you know the basics by now. If you are wondering about my full run, here it is. Guys, thanks for watching, don't forget to rate the vid. If you have questions, feel free to ask, and see you next time.